Okay, you have got to hear this story. It is one of the most incredible tales of turning the tables I have ever heard. And we're not just talking about some petty family drama here. No, this is a full-on masterclass in thinking on your feet, using digital evidence and, get this, getting justice from 30,000 feet in the air. So just imagine it. You're at the gate, your boarding pass is right there in your hand, you're all set to go. Everything's totally normal. And then, in a single moment, your whole world just gets turned upside down. That is exactly where this story kicks off.
So this whole saga, it doesn't start with a big explosion or anything. Nope. It starts with a simple, firm touch. A touch that sends everything spiraling into absolute chaos.
I mean, you can picture the scene, right? That low hum of the airport, the announcements you can't quite make out, and just a sea of faces flowing past you. It's a place we've all been, totally anonymous. And, well, it's the perfect backdrop for something absolutely wild to happen. And that's the moment. It's not a yell, it's a grip on your arm. Everything just slows down. People start to stare, and suddenly, you are the center of attention for all the worst reasons, being led away by two police officers. The confusion, the shock, you can just feel it. So, you're probably wondering, what on earth is going on? Well, as our protagonist gets pulled aside, the reason starts to become clear. And believe me, it is so much more twisted than a simple misunderstanding. A threat report. I mean, those are some heavy words, especially in an airport. It's the kind of accusation that's designed to cause the most chaos possible, to ground someone completely. But who would do something like this? And really, why?
And this is where the sheer audacity of it all comes in. You've got the official report, which was called in by the protagonist's own parents, claiming they're erratic and a threat. And then you have the reality. They're just calmly waiting for their flight like everyone else. That huge gap between the lie and the truth, well, that's the whole point.
And there it is, the motive. This was never about safety. It was about pure sabotage. So while our hero is being held up at the airport because of this fake threat, their parents are miles away at a courthouse using the very chaos they created as proof to try and cut them out of a will. Unbelievable. Okay, but this is where the story takes a turn. Instead of panicking, our protagonist gets smart. They get to work. This stops being about being a victim and starts being about building a case. I mean, really think about it for a second. You are trapped. You're hundreds of miles away from a super important legal hearing that's happening like right now. The police are involved, your flight is about to leave. It feels completely impossible, like a checkmate. But is it?
This is just brilliant. Instead of arguing or getting emotional, they just start gathering facts. Step 1, get the official police incident number for that false report. Boom, now it's real, it's documented. Then they get on the phone with the airline, and somehow they convince customer service to pull the internal system logs, the ones that show their entire travel history and behavior. They are literally creating a digital paper trail in real time.
So here's the key. They basically forged a weapon out of pure information. You've got the police report that proves the malicious call was made, and then you've got the airline logs that prove it was all a complete lie. These two digital files are all it takes to completely tear apart the parents' story.
So, the evidence is in hand. And, somehow, miraculously, they get cleared to fly. But the hearing, it's still happening, hundreds of miles away. The problem isn't proof anymore. It's about presence.
So they make it onto the plane, which is a small victory for sure, but that huge problem of physical distance is still there. They have all the proof they need right there on their phone, but they can't exactly present it in a courtroom they can't get to. The clock is absolutely still ticking.
It sounds like a riddle, doesn't it? How do you possibly close that gap? How do you make your voice heard and show your evidence when you're literally strapped into a seat flying miles above the earth?
And the solution is just perfect. It's not that awful spotty passenger Wi-Fi that we all know and hate. No, it's something much, much more reliable. The pilot's own dedicated, stable connection. They explained the whole insane situation, and the flight crew actually agreed to help them out, giving them the one key they needed to unlock this whole final act.
And just like that, the stage is set for what has to be one of the most unusual court appearances of all time. I mean, can you just imagine the judge's face or the parents' shock when all of a sudden a new participant logs into the remote court hearing from an airplane? The whole proceeding gets interrupted by a voice coming from the clouds, ready to set the record straight.
Right there, from their airplane seat, our protagonist calmly presents the evidence. They read out the police incident number from the fake report. They show the court the airline's internal logs, proving they were a totally normal passenger. All that digital evidence, crystal clear and undeniable, is laid out for the judge to see.
And bam! Just like that, the entire lie just collapses. This whole meticulous scheme, a plan that was supposed to use distance and red tape as a weapon, is completely unraveled by the very digital world they tried to manipulate.
And that's really the heart of it, isn't it? In the world we live in now, being physically present isn't the only thing that matters anymore. A strong, clear, digital piece of the truth can cross any distance in a split second and have just as much power. Maybe even more.
And that's what this whole incredible story leaves us with. It's an amazing tale of quick thinking, for sure, but it also brings up some really fascinating questions about the future of justice, about evidence, and what it even means to be there. It just goes to show you that sometimes the clearest path to justice isn't on the ground at all, but way up in the air.